All right, I wanted to make a quick video just to help you get to the science building. It's a little different this semester. Most of the entrances to the science building are blocked off because we're having to do temperature checks. Like security will check your temperature every time you come to campus just to make sure no one's running a fever. So we got to get everybody to come through one entrance. So let me show you this real quick. If you've seen the science building from the road, you can see it from George Wallace Drive. Normally what you would do is drive in. If you're coming from like 759 or like downtown Gadsden, you might drive through George Wallace Drive right here and turn left. That looks like, okay, so here's 759. There's Lowe's and Academy if you're familiar with those places. So if you're driving from there down George Wallace Drive, the new science building would be right here. So I'm driving from, let's say, like Lowe's or Academy. Driving in this direction, the new science building would be on the left, so I would drive up to this intersection and turn left. That's normally what you would do, but like I said, this is going to be blocked off. It's road cones and ropes, so you can't get through here. So what you're going to need to do to get to the science building, or any building on East Broad, is to drive through that intersection, drive up the hill. So here's like Allen, or Wallace Hall and Allen. So I'm driving straight through up this hill. There's Allen Hall up on the right. So you got a couple options. You can either turn left. There's like a diagonal road right here with no red light. You'll just have to get in this turn lane and go left. Or if you wanted to, you can keep driving all the way up the hill and take this turn lane where there is an intersection, where there is a red light. You'll turn on Padenreich. So that's the name of this road. And you'll drive it all the way down. There's a red light, but when you pass through that red light, you'll drive it all the way down to Broad Street. So we've gone through the intersection, top of the hill, we turned left and got on Padenreich. Drive it to Broad Street, and from there, I know this is exciting content. This is what you were hoping you were going to get when you paid for tuition this semester. I finally made it to Broad Street. From here, there's a red light. You're going to turn left on Broad, and then you're going to turn left immediately. So straight from here, you're going to turn left again. You're going to pass through some gates. When you pass through those gates, you're going to drive down here. This is the one entrance for the East Broad campus. And at the end of this road, that is where there's going to be the temperature checkpoint. They've got the thermal scanning where they'll just scan your forehead. As long as you don't have a fever, they will give you a wristband for the day. Now they're color coded, so you have to get that day's wristband. You can't have yesterday's and sneak on because it's not going to be the right one. Listen, we don't like this either, but we're having to check wristbands. And if you don't have that day's color, we're having to ask you to leave. So just, it's going to be a pain. I'm not going to be super strict about be here on time. Try to leave early and get here because classes start, at the time that the schedule says. But like, don't feel like, oh, I've got to cut through and like jump through a road cone or something like that just to make sure that I get to class on time. If you're 5 minutes late, I will forgive you. I promise you. But when you go through, you're going to drive through and you'll turn right past that building. That's going to take you to Corner Street. Let me see if I can show you a little bit right here. So here's where I've just driven through. I've got my temperature checked. You're going to veer right just a little bit. From here, you're just going to follow down to, this is Corner Street. This is where the One Stop building is right here. So when you pass by the One Stop, you're going to turn right and then turn left. Here's the parking lot for the science building. I know that's a backwards way. If you're used to going George Wallace, that's a really backwards way to go. If you're coming from like the Glencoe side, you would come through here. Normally you would turn right to get to like Naylor and Browder's, the old science building. Again, that's going to be an exit this time. You can't do that. But once you get here to the red light, you could turn right to get on Padenreich. And then same thing. Once you get down to the end of Padenreich, you're just going to make a sharp left through that way. I know that's a hassle. It was not fun the first few times for me either, but you'll get the hang of it after the first time. If you got a chance, you might want to try to swing by before our first day of class just to make sure you know where you're going. Best advice I can give you is, if at all possible, try to be here at least 15 minutes earlier than you think you need to be, just to make sure that you can find where you need to go the first time at least. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. I'm going to have another video that shows you how to get to our classroom. So watch that one next if you need some help.